Cotton Trade, The Rise and Fall. Britain and the History of Cotton. Social Science, Cbse Class 10. The Industrial Age. What happened before the Industrial Revolution in Europe? Before the age of machines, silk and cotton goods from India dominated the international market in textiles. Coarser cottons were produced in many countries, but finer varieties often came from India. Armenian and Persian merchants took the goods from Punjab to Afghanistan, eastern Persia, and Central Asia. Bales of fine textiles were carried on camelback via the northwest frontier, through mountain passes and across deserts. In the late 17th century, British cotton industries had not been expanded, and the Indian fine textiles were in great demand in Europe. So, the East India Company was keen on expanding textile exports from India. In 1760s and 1770s, the East India Company had found it difficult to ensure a regular supply of goods for exports. Here, the picture shows textiles carried on camelbacks via the northwest frontier through mountain passes across deserts. What happened to the weavers? How did the British destroy the Indian cotton industry? The French, Dutch, Portuguese, as well as local traders competed in the market to secure woven clothes. So, the weavers and supply merchants could bargain and try selling the produce to best buyers. To establish monopoly, the East India Company used political power. The company eliminated existing traders and brokers and established direct control over the weavers. The company prevented weavers from dealing with other buyers. Weaving, in fact, required the labor of the entire family with children and women all engaged in different stages of the process. In many villages, there were reports of clashes between weavers and gomastas. Gomastas acted arrogantly and punished weavers for delay in supply. The weavers lost space to bargain. The price they received from company was very low, and the loans they accepted tied them to the company. Over time, many weavers began refusing loan, closing down their workshops, and taking to agricultural labor. Manchester comes to India, and that causes problems to Indian weavers. In 1811 to 1812, piece goods accounted for 33%. Cotton industries developed in England and industrial groups began to worry about imports from other countries. They forced the sale of Manchester goods to sell in Britain by pressurizing the government to impose import duties on cotton textiles. At the same time, industrialists persuaded the East India Company to sell Manchester products in India. By 1850, the export of cotton piece goods from India were reduced to zero, and by 1870, India's import of Manchester goods increased to over 50%. In 1850s, weavers narrated stories of decline and desolation. By 1860s, weavers faced a new problem of insufficient supply of raw cotton of good quality. Raw cotton from India was exported, and Indian weavers were forced to buy cotton at exorbitant prices. In this situation, weaving could not pay. Textile mills in India, early entrepreneurship. By the end of 19th century, factories in India began production, flooding the market with machine goods. The first cotton mill in Bombay came up in 1851, and by 1862, 4 mills were at work with 94,000 spindles and 2,150 looms. In 1860, Elgin Mill was started in Kanpur, and in 1861, the first cotton mill was started in Ahmedabad. In 1874, the first spinning and weaving mill of Madras began production. Impact of the First World War in Indian industries. What happened during the First World War? Till the First World War, industrial goods growth was very slow. The war created a dramatically new situation. Since British mills were busy with war production to meet the needs of army, imports of Manchester goods to India declined. Suddenly, Indian mills had a vast home to supply. As war prolonged, Indian factories were called upon to supply war needs. Over the war years, industrial production boomed. After the war, Manchester could never recapture their old position in Indian market. In India, local industrialists gradually consolidated their position, capturing the home markets. Certain weavers were in a better position than others to survive the competition with mill industries. Moreover, mills could not imitate specialized weavers. Weavers and other craftspersons who continued to expand production through the 20th century did not necessarily prosper. However, hand technology, and small scale production remained an important part of the industrial landscape. Thank you. For detailed notes and question and answers, log on to eduguru-notes.blogspot.com. If you like this video notes, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you.